Hello students and welcome to my new video. In this video I am going to explain you about the early Vedic period. Okay, early Vedic period. In the previous video I had explained you about that early Vedic period is related to the life of Aryans, and I had also told you that these were the nomadic people who were always on move, and about 1500 BC they came to our country and settled. Okay, so from here onwards I am going to explain you in this video. Okay, so these particular early Aryans lived in the region called Sapt Sindhu, that is modern. First of all, the region where they lived was called Sapt Sindhu. Sapt Sindhu, okay, and it is modern day Haryana and the undivided Punjab. Okay, this was the region around which this particular people came and settled over there. And this particular region was called Sapt Sindhu. Sapt is a Sanskrit word means seven. Okay, so this region was watered by 7 rivers. That's why it was called a region of Sapt Sindhu. Okay, and the 7 rivers which drained this area, which supplied water to this area, were the Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Satluj and Saraswati. The Saraswati river has dried up now. Okay, and the Aryans, if we talk about Aryans, we find that these Aryans were divided into different types of tribal groups. Okay, and the member of each group was known as the Jana and Vaishya. A member of each group was known as Jana and Vaishya. Just you underline in our area, and or you can also note down somewhere else. Okay, so this particular position, this particular members of the tribe were known as the Jana and Vaishya. Okay, and each tribe was headed by a king who was called Rajan. Each tribe was headed by a king who was called Rajan. So now let us understand something about the function of Rajan and its position. Okay, as you do know that Rajan means king, and you do know that the several dynasties have ruled in the different parts of the world, and they have a dynastic succession, means the member of same family ruled generation after generation. But during this particular period, that is called early Vedic period, the position of Rajan was not hereditary. It was not a hereditary position. Okay, the Rajan was selected by the members of his tribe. Okay, and the person who was being selected as Rajan, or you can say king, was the protector of his tribe. So he fought wars, protected his cattle, and offered prayers to gods on behalf of the entire tribe. And for all this service, the king received voluntary offerings that was called Bali, okay, from his people. It was called Bali. Okay, at that time there was not a proper system of taxation, means the king was not taking any sort of tax to run its empire. Instead, he was being given, okay, by the will of his own people, some kind amount of booty that was called Bali. Okay, so when the Aryans were fully settled and could produce surplus agriculture, okay, then only the regular system of taxation evolved. Okay, at that time also, though he was a king, but once the name of king comes, our image we start to make about kings as we have seen in different serials or movies. So we think of a king with a grand court and also having a very large army. But at this time the king did not maintain a regular or a standing army. Okay, he organized people's army at the time of war. Means what? That he was elected chief. So if any type of danger has come on the tribe, then it is not only his responsibility, but it turns to be the responsibility of all the members of that particular tribal group. So as a result, the king or the Rajan, organized people's army at the time of war. So all the adult members of the West took part in the wars, and a particular war which was fought over the possession of cattle and the grazing grounds were very common. And this particular war was called Gavasthi. This particular war was called Gavasthi. Gavasthi. This particular war, the war that was fought for the possession over cattle and grazing grounds. This particular war was called Gavasthi, and after the victory, if any team got victory, okay, after the war, so all the members of the Vis got a share, means whatever they have got from the victory, okay, they shared it among their members, okay, the entire booty that they have got, but the tribal chief got the largest share, okay. Same time there were some also wars over the river water, okay. Sometimes people, this tribal communities also fought for the distribution of water through the rivers, okay. As you can see, still there is a fight between two states of our country for the distribution of river water. So this turns to be a political system continued in our country. So in those days also, okay, sometimes the tribal communities fought wars, okay, over the issue of river water, okay. The entire political system, if we talk about, it was totally a democratic system. The members of the entire group, that is Jana or Vis, took part in the decision making through two popular assemblies. First one was called Sabha and the another was called Samiti. Okay, the first was called Sabha. All the members of the tribal group, Vish or Jana, okay, they participated in the decision making process, and they did this particular thing, that particular activity, through two popular assemblies of those days, which was called Sabha and Samiti. And this Sabha and Samiti, okay, the Sabha was the assembly of selected people, perhaps it was the council of elders, all the elder persons, okay, of the village were the members of Sabha, okay, and Samiti consisted of all the people of the village, okay, and this particular group of people had the power to choose the Rajan, okay, and this particular Rajan was assisted by Senapati and chief priest and the village headman. These were the important persons, okay, who were accompanying him in taking some important decisions. Now we will talk about the occupations and the amusements of the Aryans, okay. What occupations did they follow, okay, and what sorts of amusements they also made to entertain themselves, okay. So first of all, occupation. Talk about occupation. Occupation. It is generally, okay, as you saw that, as I had told you in the beginning, that the Aryans were the cattle rearers. So this particular cattle rearing along with agriculture was the main occupation of the Aryans, okay. But the cow was the center to their life, okay, and a man's honor was measured in the terms of the number of cows he possessed, okay. Just now, as we take somebody as a rich person, okay, a rich person, how we can say he is a rich person when he will have a big house, so many cars, a very big bank balance. So in this way you can understand that he is a very rich person, okay, in the terms of money, okay. But now the meaning of richness has changed, but at that time, in those days, what was the man's honor? That how many cows he is possessing. So the cow was also a unit of barter, exchange. In those days, the cow were also exchanged for any other some valuable trade deal. So the Rig Veda also mentions a variety of occupations such as carpentry, chariot making, weaving, pottery, leather working, etc. Okay, and these Aryans also knew the use of metals, and copper was the first metal to be used by the Vedic people. Now comes to about let's talk about their amusements. How did they entertain themselves? Okay, as you saw that see today that the people used to go to the stadiums to watch cricket match, okay, some football match, some concerts, okay. In this way they are trying to entertain themselves, okay. But these things were not available in those days, so their favorite pastime was that is horse racing or chariot racing. Okay, and in the later Vedic period also this horse become an important religious symbol, and their simple, as I was saying, that usual pastime of the Aryans were the chariot racing, hunting, gambling, music and dancing. So in this way they also entertained their life. Now let's talk about their social life. Okay, initially the Aryans lived in village. Okay, initially in the beginning they lived in a village, and a joint family or a kula was the smallest social unit, and this particular kula was headed by the senior most male member of that particular family, who was known as Grihpati. Okay, women also held a position of respect in the society. No religious ceremony was completed without the participation of the women of the family. They could offer religious offerings and sacrifices along with their husbands. Many hymns of Rig Veda have been composed by women, and there are no evidence of child marriage in Rig Veda, and the practice of widow remarriage has been also mentioned in the Rig Veda. So at first the society was divided on the basis of Varna, that is the skin color. Okay, skin color or Varna. So the Aryans were, the society of Aryans were divided in the on the basis of the skin color. Okay, the Aryans were of fair complexion, so the fair skin Aryans considered the dark skin Dasas as a very inferior people, and in fact these Dasas were the original inhabitants of the region where the Aryans settled. Okay, Aryans were the foreigners who came from outside, and these black people who were the original inhabitants, they were being considered inferior by these Aryans. But among the Aryans also there was a social division. Okay, there were 4 sections of the society, and from the highest to lowest were the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas and Sudras. So these were the 4 castes, you can say, that they were there in the Aryans. First one was Brahman, another was Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. These were the 4 distinguished divisions in the Aryans, in the Aryan society. Okay, priests who recited the prayers, the scholars and the teachers were called Brahmins. The king, the warriors and the administrators were called the Kshatriyas, and the common people who are involved in the production such as the agriculture, crafts and trade were called Vaisyas. And at the lowest rank of the social order was the Sudras or the Dasas, and whose duty was to serve the upper caste and do the menial job. And Aryans who disobeyed the social rules were also considered Dasas, and later this Dasas turned, okay, to be a slave system or a slave. Even though people still had a freedom to choose their occupations, a hymn from Rig Veda says that I am a poet, my father is a physician, and my mother is a grinder, earning livelihood through the different means we live together. From this hymn it seems that within a family people choose different occupations. Okay, so the people had a freedom to choose their occupations, because this particular Varna system which is being talked about, it was only based on the occupation. As you can see, as I told you, that who were Brahmins? The Brahmins, those the scholars, the teachers and those people who did the work of religious work, okay, they were known as Brahmins. So it was a kind of occupation. So this division was made on the basis of occupation. So in those days the people were allowed to change their occupations. Okay, and the social system of social division based on occupation later developed into the caste system, and now this Varna mix was caste. This is how this particular caste system originated and took a deep root in our Indian society. Okay, I am concluding my topic today. Okay, rest of the things I will discuss in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and also like, put a like mark on my video.